Dear friends, what is the importance of focus and dedication in the world of entrepreneurship? How does a small business turn into an industry giant? What changes and planning are required at every stage of business to survive in the competitive market? To answer these questions and more, we have with us Frank Wilson, President of The Employment Solution, a 45-year-old leading staffing company in Canada. Frank, welcome to Bay Street Diary.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So, Frank, what exactly is the Employment Solution and what sector does your company focus on?
Well, we are considered one of the largest privately owned staffing firms in Canada. Primarily, TS started out as being an engineering service sector company, and then we developed into an IT and engineering technical type operation where we provide engineers, designers, programmers, analysts to clients all over the country because we have locations and offices throughout Canada and one in the United States as well. So we supply engineers in all disciplines: electrical, mechanical, civil, structural, chemical, and then on the IT world we provide all the programmers and analysts that clients would use in the private sector and the public sector. We do a lot of work with the government. We do work with banks, large conglomerates like IBM. And on the engineering side, we do a lot of work in the petrochemical field, in the aerospace industry, the marine industry. There's not much we don't touch, and as well as manufacturing. So we do a cross section of industry type work.
Wow.
There's nothing we don't really touch.
I must say you have a vast experience.
We do.
So what gave birth to IT staffing division of TES in 1993, and do you consider that move was a game changer for TES?
Well, I think it was based on the times. Things were changing and everything becomes more technological over the years. In 1993, I had a friend of mine who I worked with on some fundraising in the community, and he was an expert in the IT world. He worked for one of our competitors at that particular time, and he decided he wanted to make a move. So I hired him, and then from there we engaged a few other people with similar type skills to complement his background in sales. And from there, we never looked back. That was the spearhead of our business back in 1993. And we sort of developed a very high degree of delivery to various clients. And the rest really, as I said, is history. We've grown tenfold, and we've never really looked back. And we also noticed that in the IT sector, a lot of candidates wanted to build relationships and career development. And on top of that, over the period of time, over the last number of years, we've even developed our own electronic timesheet reporting system, which we call Time Online, which we hope one day we may even be able to market it. But we use it. It's internal for our contractors and employees, as well as our clients. It makes things much more expeditious.
Okay. So from the ideation stage of TES to building it into one of the largest privately owned staffing companies, what is that one thing that hasn't changed in Frank Wilson's approach?
Well, to be honest with you, my passion and my position has always been people, being candidates and our clients, the passion that you have to have for your industry and your business, and of course profitability, which when you gain profits, you can then have an opportunity to grow your business to another level. And I have an old saying of mine: if you work hard and you work smart, you get lucky.
Yeah,
luck doesn't just happen. You have to do something to create your own luck. So we've been very fortunate that way. And also, I think treating people with respect and some dignity, you find the best people come to the forefront as well.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, we are very client focused. There's no question about that, and delivery focused. We try and understand what our clients' needs are, their infrastructure. We help plan. We actually become a partner with our clients. And on one occasion, I can tell you, we had one of our clients, a major client, not a mom and pop shop, who came to us and said, TS are not just a supplier; they're like family.
Wow.
And when you hear that from a major client, makes you really feel proud.
Yeah, it is something.
Yeah.
So you have personally been involved in the selection of top industry candidates for different business sectors. On what basis do you or the employers make any decisions? And what are the key points and qualities you base your decision on?
Well, it's an interesting question that you ask that, because it's ironic that in yesterday's Globe and Mail, they talk about the lack of skilled technology personnel. They talk about diversity hiring, and not just hiring on your gut feeling.
Sure.
Well, I would disagree with them, because 90% of the time when you sit across and interview a candidate, or you pre-screen a candidate on the phone, it has a lot to do with your first impression of the individual. Will I go out and work hard and find them a job because of the way they presented themselves?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference. You get black, white, pink. It doesn't really make any difference.
Sure.
It's how you feel about that individual and the way they present themselves to you as a candidate.
Yeah.
And then ferreting out their skills, their real experience, as opposed to what could sometimes be fabricated.
Yeah.
We work very closely with senior management of corporations or ownership, and as well as department heads, of course. We have to understand their structure, their management style. We need the job descriptions, which are very important, what their work environment is all about, and developing a trust in TES as to what we bring to the table. We only submit quality and pre-screen people.
Okay.
We do not just empty a filing cabinet out and say, pick someone from our file. That is absolutely the worst possible way of doing this. And we are known in our industry as the best delivery team in our industry and across the country. And we also employ what we consider to be first-class talent internally, so that we can provide the right personnel and right people for them. Right.
Sure.
So you're right. I've had a lot of experience. I don't do it day to day anymore, but we certainly teach our staff.
Definitely.
That and the same thing about respect when someone walks into your office. Treat them like you would like to be treated when you walk into their office.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And we've been fortunate over the years to have people that have walked into our office. We've never found them a job, but they remembered how they were treated when they came in here, and now they're in a position to hire. So they remember that, and they come back to you, and it really is a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, definitely. So from 1975 to 2019, what major changes have you seen in Canadian economy, and what are the effects of those in the employment industry?
Well, again, it's ironic that for years it was said that the internet would end the need for staffing firms.
Yeah.
Well, that's totally incorrect. With the click of a button, they said you could, hiring managers could hire staff. Now managers are drowning in paperwork and resumes. They don't have the time. They don't have the expertise to find what I consider to be sometimes a needle in a haystack. Yeah. There are a lot of skill shortages today, as there were even going back even a few years ago. Now they're getting more stringent and more difficult to find. And the human element, the human factor, is also very crucial in securing skilled workers. It's not like they're hanging on a tree. The other thing is pay rates in 1975 and in 2019 are relative really to the times. Things were less expensive then, rent, mortgages, wherever you have. So to me, in today's economy, what went on in 1975 compared to 2019 is really a wash.
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. So, Frank, in the last 3 years, we have seen emergence of numerous startups in Canada. It would not be wrong for us to say that Canada is a new startup hub. What challenges do you see for these staffing companies in the situation, keeping in mind the tight cash flow of new businesses?
Well, we are what I would say in a very cost-sensitive environment. Candidates are looking for higher wages. Corporate clients are looking for savings in markups and margins and what you're presenting to them. There's no question that we have major hubs in business in the business venture area. Toronto, Montreal, Waterloo are some of the major sources for startups in the IT world specifically. We feel we provide options and flexibility to startups by offering very experienced contract personnel so that they're not having to teach them from day one.
Okay.
And they bring experience and they bring knowledge transfer when they move from one contract to another or from one client to another. And we also, as you probably are aware, we're in the new generation of AI, which is artificial intelligence, which is an interesting area of expertise. And as you may be aware, that Ginny Ramanathy of IBM she's basically thrown everything into AI. But you see a lot more companies now in artificial intelligence, and we are providing staffing in that area as well.
Okay.
Our services don't come for free. It costs money. But we find skilled people that actually are required and are imperative in order for clients to get their work done. We like to grow with these companies as they mature, of course. The challenge for TES, though, is with startups our financial risk, as you would understand, and the importance of us forming a relationship with them that assists them in actually developing a positive credit history, which allows them to grow as well as us grow with them.
Sure.
So that's very critical, I think, too.
Yeah, makes sense. So, Frank, you are a veteran in the industry. Your knowledge and vision is gold for anyone looking to shine in the market. What message do you have for youngsters looking to make a mark in the industry?
I don't know if I'm probably an old timer now in this business, but yes, but I try and keep young at heart, and I try and keep up to date with technology myself. I think if I have any advice for young people, I mean, use your consultant or the person that you're interviewing with as an advisor. Discuss your goals, your endeavors, and keep an open mind about what you may or may not know or want, or what industry you may wish to go into. And form a relationship. Never stop learning, ask questions, and learn how to network. Network to me is critical. They don't teach that in university, whereby you're in a situation whereby it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I think it's very, very important. Take risks. Get out of your comfort zone, because most of us feel a certain way about our disposition and the way we handle ourselves. And people will always remember you when their memory of you is good.
Yeah.
If you present yourself in a very positive and enlightening way. And I think of TES as your partner. You know, we're interested in forming relationships.
Yeah.
We have two relationships. We have the customer, the client, and you have the other client, which is your candidate.
Sure.
And in our industry, candidates or contractors go from project to project. So having the flexibility to move around. A lot of young people who come out of university, or they have a year or two experience and they really don't know where they want to end up yet, what industry, what really gets them going. We say that if you work in our industry for 3 to 5 years, you will eventually find out where you want to park your seat and say, this is the career that I want to choose. I want to be in the banking or finance industry. I want to be in manufacturing, whatever it may be. Yeah. It enables you to find your niche a lot quicker than by staying at a job for 10 or 20 years and then kicking yourself in the rear end. Why did I do that? Because you also have the ability to make more money. Because the more you move around, although some clients may not appreciate it, it's a fact of life. It enables you to increase your remuneration on a quicker scale.
Right.
And learn from and you learn from your mistakes too,
Sure, you
like
do.
in business.
That's very useful information. Well, Frank, thanks for being on Bay Street Diary and sharing your knowledge with our viewers.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you. So, folks, that was Frank Wilson from The Employment Solution. I'll see you soon with yet another entrepreneur from Canada. Till then, take care, follow Bay Street Diary, and keep spreading love.